It all started in the 60s, with the accident that a provincial child had who was hit in the forehead by a city bus. That blow opened the doors to an unknown dimension through which that boy, now a mature man, describes wonderful concepts to us with his interesting narrative and basic drawings recreated in this material. Imagine a world in which hunger has come to an end. Quantum medicine improves the quality and duration of our lives, and we have already found a way to harness black energy, which is inexhaustible and will facilitate travel at speeds greater than the speed of light. Our intention today is to present to you these encouraging ideas and other wonders that will soon be within our reach in the upcoming world. The production, distribution, marketing, disposal, and reprocessing of food that we know today will be replaced by a system of space food production generated by advanced processes, which will be distributed to the furthest corners of the Earth free of charge, from 4 space stations located at the cardinal points of the planet, from where drones will take off to do this task. Humanity will no longer be prey to the inequitable distribution of wealth. Hunger will be defeated by this new form of food, in which a capsule or powdered food will be the form of human nutrition. There will be a new ecological balance because current production inputs such as water, electricity, oil, livestock, fishing, and distribution of existing food will no longer be necessary. There will also be social and political balance, new forms of government and coexistence. Many borders will disappear. Food shortages and the accumulation of goods will no longer be political and economic weapons. These positive changes will not come without great resistance. Therefore, when you see pain, human losses and imbalances in power, the light will be near. The most interesting thing about this revolution is that the companies that will implement this change already exist, but they have been blocked by the great titans of the current system. This fight will be won by the new actors, and it won't be long before we see these changes. Many of us will witness this change that today seems like a utopia. Quantum medicine. Historically, human beings have been attacked and in some regions have been practically devastated by the presence of epidemics, viruses, and diseases that have not been completely overcome to this day. In the year 541, humanity was confronted with the first pandemic that was called the Justinian Plague. This disease caused the death of 25% of the world's population, and it took almost 1,000 years to eradicate it. In just 6 years, Europe lost 56 million of its inhabitants, representing approximately 60% of its population. In 1346, the dreaded Black Plague arose. The bacteria that caused this disease, also classified as a pandemic, was the cause of around 200 million people losing their lives. It was pathetic to see an apparently healthy person fall ill in the morning, get worse during the day, and die at night. Nearly 600 years later, the Spanish flu appeared in the world. Another pandemic that devastated entire populations, especially in Mexico, the United States, and Latin America. In the 18th century, around 90% of the indigenous people who lived in the United States died. This terrible disease, smallpox, was overcome when Edward Jenner discovered the smallpox vaccine in 1796. But it took more than 200 years to eradicate this evil from our world. The most recent pandemic, COVID-19, which has claimed the lives of more than 5 million people and put all of humanity on a terrible pause for more than 2 years, came to demonstrate the vulnerability of human beings to this type of threat. Although medicine has had important advances, such as the discovery of messenger ribonucleic acid, messenger RNA, and the use of stem cells to create new vaccines and medicines, nothing will be as great as the advent of the atomic computer that will work with six-dimensional mathematical models. This technology will allow us to diagnose and cure the worst diseases through the use of stem cells, mRNA, and the reprogramming of the physiology and interaction of the different organs of the human being. Cancer, Alzheimer's, AIDS, COVID-19, diabetes, and many other diseases can be overcome with the use of this new technology. Therefore, clinical laboratories, hospitals, diagnostic imaging equipment, medical practices, and many other components of this ecosystem will undergo an enormous transformation. Hospitals will be set up in space with atomic equipment and everything necessary to diagnose any disease in minutes, reprogram the individual cellular systems, and heal any illness after a recovery process. Black energy. Great changes come in cycles. Many times, hundreds of years have to pass before new forms of coexistence and human evolution flourish. The Wright brothers patented the invention of the airplane on May 22, 1903, and the technology used, although it has advanced, is more than 100 years old. Leonardo da Vinci conceived the design of the diving suit to enter a world that was unknown at the time, the sea. It was a metal device with a hose that allowed the diver to breathe oxygen from a medium other than the one he was immersed in. The diving suit was the way in which man could remain in an environment that was hostile to him, where he could not survive on his own. The same principle was used by Emilio Herrera as a precursor to the design of the spacesuit. This happened in 1935. Under a similar concept, but now linking the Earth's atmosphere to outer space, the atomic nucleus will be designed, which will be able to use the black energy taken precisely from space. The next discovery of black energy that flows in space in enormous quantities and that will allow reversing the physical theories known to this day is the agent of change that humanity has been waiting for. This energy allows the creation of bubbles where there is no gravity, and with it, the possibility of creating ships that move in zero gravity at a speed greater than c, which is the speed of light in a vacuum. They are atomic nuclei that receive it, process it, and convert it into a means of propulsion on the one hand, but in parallel, the energy is used to create bubbles where there is no gravity. Black energy is the force that keeps the universe in balance. It is pure energy that allows the suspension of large masses, such as those that make up the planets, and that allows the movement of bodies in the universe. Black energy will come to revolutionize the way in which human beings will be transported. Let's see. The first man to venture into space was only in 1961 with Yuri Gagarin aboard the Vostok K1 3KA3. The arrival of man on the moon in 1969 was one of these important events in modern history. Recently, tourist trips to space began with the participation of wealthy billionaires and famous people. The new space age is just beginning, and it is incredibly wonderful.
Maybe